Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? As we know from the past two or three times we've used this webinar system, as soon as I hit the screen share, it starts recording. So to keep there from being any kind of dead air at the very beginning, when somebody watches the replay, um, we'll go ahead and start talking now. So if you guys can hear me, let me move this thing here out of my way so I can see what I'm doing. If you guys can hear me, type a 1 in the chat box, and it looks like you can see my screen share. Patricia just commented. John says 1, so the sound is coming through. Patricia says 1. Great. Is the sound coming through good for you guys? Are you able to hear me okay? All right, great. Okay, well, we got about a minute to go here, so let's just hang out here for a minute or so. Who do we have on the call tonight? Have Chris and Everett and Jimmy, Patricia, John, Roy, Tim just dropped off. So we got several people on here right now. Dana says don't hear a thing. Everett says 1. Type a message here for Dana. Okay, so while she's doing that, we're going to go ahead and get started here, guys. I want to thank y'all for coming out to the call tonight. This is my Here to Help You webinar. I try to do these every single week, but sometimes we have problems. Like last week, I had problems with Charter, couldn't stay connected. My cable modem kept cycling over and over and over again. I don't know what was going on with that. But unless there's a problem or I have another obligation, I try to do these every Monday night. And these calls are just for, it's a no pitch free training question answer session. There's rarely ever anything for sale on here on these calls. Occasionally, you might hear me mention a product that's being launched, one of mine or one of somebody else's. It's not that I want to sell you on that product, it's just I want to make you aware of it, just so you might be able to get the best deal possible or tell you about something that might really help you. It's just, but for the most part, these calls, I do them once a week just to help you guys, give you a little bit of training. Sometimes I'll do a demo or presentation. We're going to start having some guests on here now. And now that we've got a decent working platform here to work with, that the audio comes through really good. But like I said, I do these once a week for you guys just to hopefully is that you can learn a little something that you can use in your business in some way. And, I appreciate any feedback that I get. Now, in past replays, I had the question form on the replay page, and I haven't figured out how to do that yet with this system, other than downloading the video and posting it over to my heyitsrick.com website, which I may have to start doing that again. So I can't put that form on there because I haven't gotten any questions from that form since then. And I guess that's the reason why, because it's not actually on the replays. Now, one thing I did notice, the question came up last time we had a call. Did anybody get the replay link? It's supposed to send you an email the very next day saying that the replay is ready. And I've noticed in the email setup that email has a red dot on it, whereas all the rest of them have green dots. So I take it to mean that there's some reason why that email is not being sent out. So I've got a ticket open with the webinar Geo people to find out why that email is not being sent out. Which, you know, for right now, it may be a good thing because, like I said, I've discovered that I can't put my question form on the replay page. So, you know, it may be a good thing that it's not doing that, because I'd like to get that form back on there, because I get questions from the trainings itself from people that are watching the replay, or I get questions for the next week from that. So, like I said, you won't get an automatic replay email, but it is sending out the webinar notices, which is good. I've been kind of paying attention to that, and they are going out like they're supposed to. Okay, so like I said, this is my weekly Here We Help You webinar, and tonight I've got a presentation for you. Now, I do want to tell you that if you read the earlier email I sent out, that was an email that I had queued up when I had the original title for tonight's training, but I since changed the title because I decided it had too much of a negative connotation to it and forgot to edit the email. So the actual topic we're going to talk about tonight is a little different from the title that I gave you, and it's not what you would think from that email that I sent, that it's going to be some sort of things that you've heard over and over again and preaching to you about something that you're not doing right. It's not like that at all. These are actually 14 things that if you didn't do any one of them, they did cost you money this past year. So let me pull up. Yeah, Roy says it's not receiving any replay links. Yeah, nobody is, Roy. I discovered that this week, that email is not going out. Okay, now I didn't say this in the email, but I did over in the Facebook group tonight. We are going to have some prizes. I told you 2 or 3 weeks ago that we was going to start having random nights where we have prizes, and tonight we're going to have some prizes on this call. I got to try to figure out how to get everybody's names into a list. I'll figure that out here in a little bit. But I'm going to be giving away a copy of my Bootstrap Cash Generators. That's a program that has been sold in digital format only as a download, and it's been one of my best-selling products. And I've just recently converted it over to DVD. So you're going to actually, whoever wins this tonight is going to actually get the DVD version mailed to their house. And plus, I've got 2 50-click solo ads that we're going to give away tonight. So, like I said, we're going to start doing some random prizes occasionally on these calls. So you want to try to attend if at all possible, because you never know when I'm going to give out a prize. I'm not saying I'm going to do one every single week, and I'm not saying what they're going to be each time. But one of the most popular things people do like to get as a prize is traffic. So tonight I'm going to give away 2 50-click solo ads to 2 people here on the call tonight. And in fact, why don't we do one of those now? Let me see if I can figure out how to get everybody's name onto a list. Maybe I can do this. Well, here's a download CSV. Let's see if we can do that. Bear with me here, guys, as I figure out how to get a list out of this. That's just a list of graduates, not the people that are on the call. That's not going to help us. I want just the people that are on the call, because you actually have to attend these calls to win these prizes. All right, let me open up a note. Paste these names in here. And I noticed that Dana is not in here. So let's add Dana. All right, so we got a list here now. And put it here where you guys can see it. Okay, yeah, Dana, I added your name to the list. If for some reason you weren't in the participants list, but it does have you counted here. I don't know what the deal is, but I did add you to the list. Let me look here. Let me make sure we got everybody in here then. No, we're always not in there either. Good catch. And it's not showing Patricia either. Let's put Patricia in there. Chris C. Your last name, Chris Collier. Is that right? Castle. Jimmy Everett Smith. Jimmy Byers. Everett Smith. And let's see, I think I've got everybody on here now. No John Smiley either. Huh? All right, leave John out. By the way, John, did you get to see the last replay I done that the training was just for you? You got to see that yet? And Jen. Yeah. What I think it was the last call we did just before this one was just for you, Jen. NDG. Well, I didn't send out a link, John. I'll have to send you a link. As we hadn't discovered whether it was going to actually send them out yet or not, so it didn't send out the link. I'll have to send it to you. Roger Coleman. So we don't need these email addresses. So let's just kill that. Michael, what's your last name? I got several Michaels, and I'm not sure which one I've got here. Deb Hart. Let's see you on the call tonight, Deb. I hadn't heard from you in a long time. Tim Cleveland. Not sure if Michael heard me or not. Not Tim, it's Tim. All right, guys, look at the list here and see if your name is on here. If it's not on here, let me know. Anybody not see their name on this list? Sean. Okay. What's your last name, Sean? Shepherd. Sean Shepherd. All right. Anybody else before we do the draw here? I think we pretty much got everybody, don't we? All right. We'll copy all these names here. Random. I guess you've all seen random.org before. You just input a list into it and hit go, and it generates a winner, or picks a winner. And I think the way this one, we're generating a list, it just generates a different order of the list. So the one that will be here at the very top will be the winner. Let's see what it is. Sean, you're the winner. You chimed in there right when you did. All right, the congrats to Sean. Sean wins the prize. So Sean, you'll send me an email with whatever link you want to promote. Like I said, I'll send out a 50-click solo ad to that link that you send me. I would suggest that it be a squeeze page because this will be going out to your regular solo ad vendors list. All right, so that out of the way, we'll do the here in just a little bit. Go ahead and do our training now. Okay, so like I told you, the email I sent out had the wrong title in it, and this is the actual title for tonight's training. I'm going to give you 14 reasons why you may not have seen success in 2016. And like I said, what we're going to talk about in this training is not the obvious. Of course, some of them will be obvious to you. I mean, depending on what your level of marketing experience is, some of these are going to be obvious to you. But these are actually, every single one of these things I'm going to bring up in this are things that if you missed any one of them in your business, whatever it might be, whatever business model you're following, it did cost you money. That you left money on the table, so to speak, as they say, from not following through with doing these 14 things. So as we go through these, I'll give a little bit of comment. I don't want to spend an hour on this. I just want to go through this really quickly for you guys because I don't want to hold you up too long. So these are 14 very important things that you really need to be doing in your business. So number one, using an old method to drive traffic. And this, people are guilty for this. I'm guilty of doing this somewhat. I mean, I try to stay on the cutting edge of what's working in traffic and experimenting with new traffic methods. But examples would be article marketing and then posting tons of links to Facebook groups. Article marketing, as we know, died in about 2011 with the Google Farmer update. And article marketing still works in a different avenue now as building credibility, but it does not generate sales like it used to. It does not generate opt-ins. Only thing it really does is build your brand and gets people to go to your website. That's about all you can do with article marketing. Posting tons of links to Facebook groups was great in the very beginning, but then people got to spamming it using these automated programs, and now people just don't pay attention to those links. You get very few clicks from pasting links to Facebook groups. And plus, Facebook now will penalize you for doing that. They won't show your post as often now for doing that. Even on your own profiles, if that's all you're doing on your own personal profile is just posting links, no comments or anything else to it, Facebook will quit showing your posts to your family and friends, the people that you have in your friends list. So, using old methods to drive traffic is one of the things that we're all guilty of in some form or another. So, when you're wanting to drive traffic to, either your website or your squeeze page or one of your offers, and you buy some sort of an ebook or a training program, you might want to pay attention to the date of when it was actually created. Now, with a PDF, that's really easy to do. You can go into File and Properties, and you can see when the PDF was actually created. And anything dated before 2012 is probably not going to be a viable traffic method anymore, because things change constantly almost every day on the internet as far as traffic goes, and new ways come up to drive traffic. So that's one thing that people are guilty of. Number two is creating an ebook as your only product. Now, there was a point in time when ebooks were, easy to sell, and they brought in, a good significant price for them, because it was a new thing online to be able to read a book on your computer. And, it stayed in a trend for a long time, several years. I mean, you could sell ebooks for just about any price you wanted to ask for them. But now people prefer video training and then software over ebooks. So you can still sell an ebook, but if it's your only product is that ebook, you're not going to be able to get much for it, and people aren't going to value it as much as they would a video training set that goes along with the ebook, or software that actually performs whatever it is you're trying to teach in the ebook. Now, like I said, ebooks will still sell, but they don't sell for very much. And when you compare the kind of income you can get from selling an ebook alone as compared to selling it with, a video upsell or with a set of videos with it as the front end product, you're going to make a lot more money by having video to go along with it. And if you have software, that makes it even better if you can add both video and software. So ebooks they've not really lost their value that people don't want them. It's just that people won't pay much for an ebook like they used to. Number three is relying on search engines for all of your traffic. Now, this is one thing that everybody's guilty of when they first start out online. They hear about ranking in Google and over on YouTube and other various search engines, and just how easy it is and how anybody can do it. And they start working that method, trying to get the free traffic. And it may work for a little while, but search engines are constantly changing their algorithms of what they actually want to show, their visitors that are searching for something. So what satisfies them today may not be what that search engine is looking for tomorrow. So, if you're going to play this game of trying to get constant free traffic from search engines, you better stay up with what's happening with the search engines and the changes that they're making. In other words, you need to join a whole bunch of webmaster forums and spend significant amount of time reading posts on webmaster forums that tells about the changes that are being made in the search engines. So, you don't want to rely all of your traffic on just search engines, because you'll be sadly disappointed when you got something that works and then all of a sudden they make a change and everybody your traffic dries up because it's the only source of traffic you had was from being ranked for a keyword phrase on either one of the search engines or one of the video sharing sites. Number four, not testing for product ideas with your audience. And this comes from actual email marketing. And if you run any kind of forums or Facebook groups, not finding out from your audience that you have, whatever form it might be, what they actually want as opposed to what you want to try to sell them. I'm guilty of this myself. I've created several products that, in my mind, was something that people would want and needed. But then when it came down to actually sales from it, it didn't do nowhere near as good as I thought it would do. And the simple plain fact was I didn't, test the audience to see if that's something they really wanted, or maybe I delivered the wrong part of what I thought they wanted. They wanted something different, maybe in the same topic, but a different format or a different way it was presented, or the different questions asked, or whatever it might be. So if you have any kind of audience, like I said, this can be your email list, your Facebook groups, any forums that you participate in or may own yourself, You need to stay in touch with your people and find out exactly what kind of problems they're wanting to solve and what they want to make things easier for them. And then that's what will help guarantee that when you launch a product, or if you got resale rights or PLR to something, that you will be able to make a significant amount of sales with it, because you'll know that that's what your audience is actually looking for. Number 5, believing you have to have a massive website. Now, a lot of newbies are guilty of this, thinking that they have to have a blog with 50 or 100 posts on it for anybody to pay any attention to it, and that's just not true. You can have a simple blog with just posts that you make once or twice a week, and as long as you're consistent about it, people will come back on some sort of a schedule to see what you've posted. And the simple fact is, to sell products online, you only need 2 pages. You need to have a sales page and a delivery page for the product that you've sold them. That's all you have to have, some sort of way of telling them about what you're wanting to sell, and then some way of delivering it to them. Now, an optional 3rd page, which I do recommend you do have for exit traffic to a sales page, is a squeeze page. And if you're going to do list building, which you should be doing list building, you need a squeeze page for that. So that's an optional 3rd page. It's really pretty much recommended that you have. So you really need to have 3 pages, because you're going to be driving some cold traffic to your site, and you really want to send them to a squeeze page first instead of directly to a sales page. But having a squeeze page as an exit on your sales page for the traffic that comes to it, to try to capture those people and convince them to come back later and check out your product again, is also a good idea. But you don't have to have a really massive website to get started online and wait until you've got this massive website before you do anything. You can start with just a single post that you've made to your blog and just go from there. Number 6, having to buy all of your traffic to make sales. Now, if this is what's happening to you, you've noticed that people that visit your site are not buying, but if you pay for paid traffic, you make sales. Well, then your product may not have the right appeal for the people that are visiting your site, because a lot of people that are visiting your site found out about it some way. It may have been that it was in a search engine. It may have been that it was in a forum link, or a signature link in a forum, or you mentioned it in a Facebook group or something. But something triggered them to come to your site, and if they're not buying just because they had an interest in your site enough to check it out and see what you had there, then there may not be the right appeal for the product to the audience that you're getting. Now, when you drive paid traffic to your site and you're making sales, and that's a definite indication that your product doesn't have the right appeal. If you're not getting just occasional or consistent sales just from traffic of people that have found your site, was recommended to your site, or were just curious enough to click on a link to your site. Number 7, selling only a front end product, and this is a big mistake a lot of people new to online marketing do. They don't have anything for sale but that first front end product. And one of the biggest problems with having just a front end only product that you're selling is, if you're going to have affiliates promoting, in today's times, to get affiliates to promote, they generally want to see 75 to 100% commission on that front end product. So if you're having to do that, all you're really doing is building a buyer's list that hopefully you can sell something to them later down the road. But if that's all you're selling is just a front end product, well, then you're not going to make any money on your campaigns, especially in the terms of affiliate traffic, with what it takes to get affiliates to promote for you in this day and time. So you should always have some sort of an upsell and a downsell in your sales process, even if it's just adding, something a little extra, a checklist, some videos, some audios, PDFs or PowerPoints. Anything else at all that you can offer in an upsell and a downsell, so that you have a chance to make just a little bit more on it. And in the case of affiliate traffic, so that you have a chance to make some money anyway. Additionally, you should have some sort of a back-end product you sell in your funnel. Your business should be thought out to what you ultimately want the end result to be from your customer, what you want them to purchase from you in a set amount of time, whether it be 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days down the road. You want to have a back end product that you're leading them to, that you've built the know, like, and trust by the point you're offering that back end product. So you need to be thinking about the back end product of what you want to sell when you first launch your online business. I mean, it needs to be one of the first things you think about is, what do you ultimately want that customer to buy from you? Then you can start, bringing out the other little products to bring the people into your arena and your sales funnel, to start introducing them to that product in some fashion somewhere down the road. Now, you don't always want to offer, your back end product on the every sales funnel right when they first buy some front end product from you. You may want to wait and build a reputation with that person before you send them to the back end product that you're really wanting them to purchase. But in some cases, you may want to offer that somewhere in your sales funnel. You may want to do that right up front in the sales funnel with some back end product. Just depends on what it is. But you always need to be thinking about having multiple ways of making an income, especially if you're going to try to get affiliate traffic, because like I said, most affiliates, they want the lion's share of the front end product sale up front in order for them to do any kind of promotion for you. So if you're giving all of it away and you have no upsells or downsells or no back end product that you thought about, well, then there's no way for you to make any money later down the road. Number 8, and this is another one that people that are new to online marketing do, is selling only master resale rights or PLR as the front end product. When you do this, and there was a point in time where you could do this. I mean, it's been years ago that I started out this way in 2007, I believe it was doing resale rights. And at that time, you could do that because there wasn't a whole lot of resale rights available back in that time period. But now it's just really predominant. Every month, there's probably 10 to 20 products that come out that come with, resale rights. So if that's all you're offering is just a straight up another copy of what you just purchased, you're really yourself into a lot of competition with everybody else that's doing the same exact thing. These types of products work better in the funnel instead of being the front end to your funnel. In fact, if it comes down to it, like in the last power slide that we talked about, having an upsell and downsell, that is a good place to use master resale rights and PLR, is in the upsells and downsells. Find related products to your front end, use the master resale rights and PLR as your upsells and downsells to that front end product. It's a great place to use them if nowhere else. An even better place to use them is in your autoresponder email sequence, is to use them there to send people, give them some training through your emails, and then recommend, these master resale rights and PLR that you bought later, so you can make, a little bit of money down the road from the customer as long as they're reading your emails. But a lot of people start out, they buy like one of the turbo products. It's, there seems to be one of those out every single month now, thinking that they can just launch that out and sell it just as it is, and that's their product. And it just doesn't work. It's just too much competition. And in fact, with those turbo products in particular, they all end up in PLR membership sites. So that means you've got even more competition from people that are actually giving the product to their members at no cost. It's not technically free to them because they are paying to be a member of that PLR membership site, but they're getting those turbo products for free. So you can never just put them out and sell them like they claim on their sales page. Number 9, having a done-for-you system, product as your only means of an income. Now, done-for-you systems and products are great. I love them, especially if they're well thought out. They've got good pages. They've got email responder series. If they're really thought out and it's a good product, I love those things. But you can't let those be your only means of an income. what happens when you have a done-for-you system like it, most of the time, not all of the time, but probably 90% of the time, you can't edit or alter that system anyway at all. And in some cases, it's actually hosted for you, and you have absolutely no control of the product at all. So everybody else that joins that system is actually marketing the same exact thing. So it becomes just like selling the master reseller rights or the PLR up front as your uh, only product that you're selling. There's so much exposure and so much competition to it that you can't make money with it because there's just too many other people selling the same exact thing. Now, a done for you system works great for building a list, especially if you're allowed to change up the initial front end offer in any way. Done for you systems are great for that. But most done for you systems, like I said, are pretty much preset in the way they have to be set up. So everybody has an exact same thing. And it just winds up being, if that's the only means of income that you have, eventually it dries up because people have seen it over and over again. Number 10, relying totally on affiliate marketing for your income. Now, I do recommend people that are wanting to get started online marketing, to do affiliate marketing, and you're going to be doing affiliate marketing online anyway, even if you are a product creator or software developer, whatever it might be. At some point in time, you're going to do some affiliate marketing. But if you rely totally on affiliate marketing for your income, if you're just brand new and starting out, and you've made a few commission sales of affiliate marketing, you're just in love with it, that's the only thing you want to do because it's so easy to do, and it is really easy to do. Once you start figuring out the best ways to send traffic, affiliate marketing is great. You'll make money with it. But the problem with it is products go out of style. Vendors might retire the products without notice that they're going to, or they might just totally disappear from the market. You've seen that happen before, where you to a website and you come up with an expired domain, and the seller's no longer participating in any forum groups or Facebook groups. He's just totally disappeared. So that's what you run into with relying on affiliate marketing, is that you don't really have control of what's being sold. At any point, it could just dry up and disappear. So, while you will be doing affiliate marketing in some fashion, maybe not a lot of it, but everybody will be doing some sort of affiliate marketing in their business. You don't want to make that the only business model you have is affiliate marketing, because like I said, it's not reliable. It's not something that you can depend on. Number 11, spending money you really can't afford on the bright, shiny objects. Now, everyone's guilty of this. A product gets launched and it just looks just so super that you just got to have it. You read that sales page over and over again. You watch those videos and you just got to have that. Everybody's guilty of that. I've done it several times myself. But the truth of the matter is, you need to watch your spending habits closely and only buy what you're actually going to use or plan to market as an affiliate. Now, what I mean by plan to market as an affiliate, you will do a lot better with your affiliate marketing if you actually do use the product that you're trying to promote. Now, a lot of times, if you've got a good responsive list and you're doing well with affiliate marketing, you may be able to get free access to a product and not even have to pay for it. But most cases, most of us, especially just starting out, you're not going to have that kind of access. You're not going to be able to get review access. So you're going to have to buy the product, try it out yourself, and make a video or something showing people that you've used it, or show a screen capture of where you purchased it or whatever it might be. But the thing about it is, if you're not doing that, if you're not buying a product so you can market it as an affiliate, you're buying it just because you think you need it. You really need to weigh out, do you really need that? Will you really use it? And it comes down to the questions I've posted several times in several Facebook groups. Just how many ways can you skin a cat? I mean, it's only a certain set of core things that you actually really need, and everything else beyond that becomes something that either helps automate your business in some way to make it easier, or it's something that just adds another little extra feature, something that you weren't doing before that you think, might help you in some way. But you got to think of it. Do you really need that? Will you really use it? A great example of that is all these video programs that come out. I mean, it seems like every month there's some sort of new video creation or traffic generation, uh, or marketing method for videos. So, you know, you don't need every single one of those things that comes out. If you've got a way of generating videos, you've got a way of getting traffic from them, that's really basically all you need. You can work with what you have. And then later down the road, if you can afford something that automates it, do it then instead of letting it come from your personal finances to buy something that you really don't need at that point in time. Now, the thing about this is you get pressured a lot of times by scarcity, by the sales page claiming that it's only going to be on sale for 7 days or 3 days, and the price is going to or increase every 24 hours or something like that. And it does kind of put a little bit of pressure on you to maybe spend the money ahead of time just to get a better price on it. But, again, if it's not something you're really going to use, well, then, that money that you saved, you really didn't save it. You wasted it because you're not going to use the program. So even if you are kind of pressured with scarcity and that something's going to raise in price, you still need to think about, do I really need this? Will I really use it? Number 12, trying too many business models at once. And I've talked about this in various trainings before about business models and giving things a fair shot before you move on to something else. And my general rule of thumb is 60 to 90 days. If you try something really dedicated, trying it, doing what you're supposed to do for 60 to 90 days, if it's not earning an income after 60 to 90 days, then it may be time to move on to something else. May not be the right business model for you. But a lot of times we just want to try everything all at once. We really don't know what we want to do, so we're just going to dabble in every single thing there is and just see what clicks. And the problem with that is when you have too many things going at once, you don't give one business model that could be the best one for you your all concentrated interest. Now, what I really recommend is to do the 1 or 2 step approach. Find one business model that really appeals to you and work it till you start seeing some results with it. Then add a second one. You should never have two going at once that you haven't proven that work. Once you get one proven that works, well, then you want to look at some ways of automating it so you don't have to spend so much time working that one while you experiment with another one. It's always a good idea to have more than one business model. There's nothing wrong with having more than one business model, but you don't want to have 5 or 6 going at one time that you don't know if any one of them are going to work out for you. You want to narrow it down to 1 or 2 while you're making that decision if one's worth pursuing or not. I mean, resale rights has been really good to me, but it may not be something that you like. Video marketing may not be something that you want to do, but then again, it may be something that you like best, but because you're doing 4 or 5 other things, you can't really concentrate on the video marketing. So, like I said, I recommend that you have only one, at the most 2, while you're experimenting with business models till you find one that you really do like and one that you're seeing success. And again, give things a fair shot. Give them 60 to 90 days, really working the business model to the best of your ability with what you have to work with, and determine after that 60 to 90 days whether it's worth doing or not. In fact, there's one right now that I have been testing for 90 days right now that if it works out, it'll be mid-January. Before I find out if it works out, I'm going to let you guys know about it. Right now, it's made a little bit of income, but it's not made the kind of income where it's worth it to me to repeat it to anybody. But by the middle of January, it will be the telltale of whether it's going to work. So I've got 2 business models that I have now that I work consistently, and right now I'm working on testing out a third one. That's the process you should be going, is working one or two that you're really interested in and get them working, and then experiment with others instead of trying to do them all at once, trying to decide which one you like the best. Because like I said, you're not going to be able to concentrate enough on them to be able to see success with any one of them with too many going. Number 13, and this is one that's really hard to resist sometimes, especially when you're on these webinars where they're showing you some fantastic system that's just blowing things out of the water. Everybody's making crazy money with it, and they just make it so simple, and they're just throwing these bonuses at you that just sound unreal, makes it to where you just feel like you just gotta have it. And that's blowing your life savings on an expensive program that you haven't thoroughly checked out to see if the business model is even something that's viable for you, or if it's even viable at all. A lot of times webinars are designed to really hype things up, to make things seem like they're the best things to sliced bread. And then once you get into it, you find out it's a lot more work, or there's not as much money, or not as much traffic, whatever it might be. The general rule of thumb is if you have to dig into your savings, or if you have to use your personal finances, infringe on your personal finances in some way, you shouldn't be buying into these 1K, 2K, or 5K programs. What you should be doing is working your business models first to generate some revenue that you can invest into one of the more expensive programs later down the road, and it not come from your savings or your monthly personal finances. You don't want to jeopardize what you already have just to try something new that you haven't checked into, that, like I said, may or may not work, or it may be hyped up and it just never works for anybody. It's just, they come up with a good pitch for it and made it look good on the webinar. This happens a lot with Anthony Morrison type products. Anthony Morrison is one of the biggest ones I know to hype a product that he sells for $1,500 or $2,500, and he's the only one making any money with it because all he's doing is selling the program. So you have to kind of watch these webinars you go on to. That now there are some things, and I'm not saying all webinars are this way. I mean, there are some webinars for products that's been out for a while, and they occasionally do a new webinar with another vendor, to try to get some more sales. But the program is actually valid. It does do what it says it does, but it's expensive to get into. So even if you've checked out the product that's being sold pitched on the webinar, but you still have to dig into your savings or your personal finances to get it, that's probably not a good idea. Because first off, you're going to be under the pressure to make some money with it quickly right away, because you've already stressed yourself to the point where you're taking money away from something else to get into something new that you haven't tried yet. So you don't want to start out with initial pressure of trying to replace something that you shouldn't have done to start with. But like I said, the best remedy for this is to find one or two business models that you like, work on, get them to their seeing success, bringing revenue, save up, $1,000, $2,000 that you can invest into a more expensive program later down the road. But be selective about what you go into. Don't go into something that it's first time you've ever heard about it, and you know absolutely nothing about it, or from somebody that's doing a webinar you've never heard of them before. You want to do some due diligence before you invest in any of these really expensive programs. And it's really easy to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of pressure on the webinar that, they tell you within an hour this price is going to go away, and that's usually scarcity. It's really not true. But usually you can take, after the webinar, even while you're on the webinar in a lot of cases, just go to Google and just do a Google search on the product or the person doing the presenting and see what other people are saying about it. You'll find somebody somewhere that's going to tell you the truth of what they're selling, whether it's something that's worth investing in or not. Now, of course, that's a real quick due diligence, but you should at least do that before you buy into any of these more expensive programs. Then number 14, the last one, is believing you'll be living the dream from only one program. This is the one thing that gets me about people new to online marketing. They think they only have to have one thing for sale, that's going to be their retirement money. In fact, it wasn't long ago that what's his name? I can't even think of his last name, Jeff, but I can't think of his last name. Um, Developed a piece of software, was selling it on the Warrior Forum. This is when the Warrior Forum, you could get good traffic from it. Affiliates would send traffic to the Warrior Forum. He developed a piece of software that he was selling on there, and it was selling really good. And he made the comment in one of the replies to one of the questions that was posted that was going to be his retirement software, that this was his, is it Magnus Opus? Is that what they call it? Magnus Opus? I think that's what they call it. Anyway, that was going to be his product right there, that, to really financially secure him for the rest of his life. And what it was a piece of software that was based on Google algorithms. It was based on ranking videos in YouTube. And this was just after Google had bought YouTube. So he was banking everything on that one program, and it wouldn't. 6 months later down the road, the program didn't work anymore. And in order to get it to work, he had to recode the whole thing. And it just became such a mess in getting it to work again like it originally did, that he had to give up on it. But he thought that one program was going to do everything he needed for him to be able to retire on it. And a lot of times we fall into that. We buy a product and think, well, this is it. And it happens a lot of times with any product that you buy, that you get that, they call it a dopamine effect, where you get this feeling of satisfaction that you finally found the answer that you're looking for, and that you don't need to go any further because you've bought the one thing that's going to work for you. And that's what happens with a lot of people. But the fact is, markets change, people's preferences change, and the economy changes. So if you're not diversifying in your business, keeping up with trends, and looking for different avenues to move into with the business model that you're following or the niche that you're working, you're going to get left behind with the only one program that you have that you're selling. So you always want to be on the forefront of looking for trends and changes of what's happening in your business model and what's happening with the niche that you're working in, because things do change, things go out of date, and it gets to one product it's just no longer viable. When we've all bought products that as soon as we got them, we knew they were out of date and they weren't going to work. It's happened to every single buddy that you've bought something that as soon as you opened it up, you knew that it was already out of date and it was never going to work. So that's what happens with every single digital product out there. It only has so much of a lifespan before it becomes something that's not going to work for you anymore. Okay, so guys, that was my training that I had for you guys. Like I said, it was, a lot of these things you may have already heard of or realized, but if any one of these things is one of the things that you didn't do or were doing in 2016, if you can change that for 2017, you will get, a lot more success just by going back through these and making sure you're aware of these as you're going through. And that's the biggest key right there, guys, is just making sure that you're aware of what you're getting into when you're at that point of trying to make a decision. I could have put things in here about procrastination, being lazy, not doing due diligence on, checking out a business model before you go into. I could have put things like in there, but you've heard that over and over again, or, you need to be building a list. Those are the things you hear all the time. These 14 things here, you don't hear a whole lot about. People won't tell you much about these because they want you to buy their products. They want you to keep spending money with them over and over again. And of course, that's what you want too. You want your customers to be repeat customers, but you need to know exactly what they're wanting instead of trying to find the latest flash in the pan to sell to them. And like I said, if you're relying totally on affiliate marketing, you've got to really stay on top of your game and really, keep up with your autoresponder messages to make sure that they're current, because like I said, products do disappear from the market, vendors disappear from the market. Okay, so y'all guys have any questions on the training? Roy says, great info. Thanks for sharing. All these 14 points will be useful in 2017 also. Yeah, for sure. That's the main reason why I wanted to do this tonight, because we're getting ready to head into 2017, and it's time you start thinking about the next year. And we're getting ready, guys, we're getting ready to head into the most profitable time of the year. January through April is the absolute best time for online marketing. So that's when you really need to be on your game and deciding what you're going to do and going about it the right way, because you've got a good 4 months coming up that you can make money easily if you just apply yourself and concentrate on your business and not get distracted with too many other things. Chris says, no, I'd like to know where you have your DVDs made up. Kunaki. I go to kunaki.com to get them made. Let me type that in the chat box. That's the way I pronounce it. Maybe Kunaki. I don't know. That's the way I pronounce it. Chris says, can you recommend one or two best PLR membership sites? Um, a lot of the PLR membership sites, especially the ones that's been online for several years, are all pretty much about the same. They all offer pretty much the same features. And it just depends on, what features you're looking for. I've been with Resell Rights Weekly for nearly 10 years now, 8 I know, and they have everything that I need. Alan's or Mark's really good about taking requests. Something that just comes out that has resale rights, you can ask him to put it in there, and within a day or so, he's got it in there. So I like Resell Rights Weekly, but there's lots of other good ones. Monthly Content's a good one. Master Resale Rights is another good one. There's several good ones. IDPLR is a good one. There's just tons of really good. You really want to see when you join a PLR membership site, one that's been online for a long time. One that's just started up. They don't really have a track record yet, and if they don't get quite a bit of members, they may not be around very long. But like I said, there's several of them that's been online for several years that are well worth the 15, $20 a month it costs to be a member of them. Resale Rights Weekly has a $1 trial. Several of them have a $1 trial, but it's $19.95 a month after that, and you always get more than $19 value out of it from being a member there. If nothing else, you'll find lead magnets in there for the niche that you're working in that you can use. That's one of the best reasons to be in a PLR membership site, is to get lead magnets, because we're always looking for lead magnets. Okay, guys, how about we give away another solo ad? Put up the list here again. Is there anybody that just came onto the call that's not on this list? Look at this list real close, guys. If you just came onto the call, let me add your name to the list. I think everybody should still be on here. I don't think we've gained anybody new. Tim, Dale. Is Dale on here? Why Keys listed twice? Yeah, he sure is, isn't he? Like he had an advantage there. Have a Dale on here. Dale, are you with us? Sean says take me off. I'm gonna put Dale on here. Okay. And Sean's already won one, so we will take him off. All right. Okay, so no new entries other than Dale. I don't know if Dale's even hearing us. He may not even be paying any attention. All right, so let's go back to the website here again. And let's do it again. Enter the names again. There we go. All right. Re-enter the names. Like I said, the one that comes out in the number one spot will be the winner. Let's click the random. Buyers. Buyers. When you click solo ad, you can send me a link after that. I'll get you some traffic. Congrats to Jimmy. Okay. So you guys have any questions on anything else? I've got one announcement, then we'll do our final drawing. Dana says audio breaking up. Maybe it'll settle down here. Jimmy says the audio is a little choppy now. Okay, maybe it'll settle down here in a little bit because that random.org was hanging up on me there when I was trying to go back. So maybe that was causing a little bit of a problem. Okay, any other questions before we move on to the announcement? Then I have, and then like I said, we'll do the drawing for the DVD. Then Jen says, what is the top 2 traffic sources for 2017 and now? Are you talking about paid or free traffic? The top free traffic is still foreign Facebook. That's still the top traffic for free traffic. For paid traffic, and depending on the niche that you're in, solo ads are still the best bargain for paid traffic. Now, depending on the niche that you're in, what you have to pay for the solo ads, but generally in the niches outside of internet marketing, make money online, the solo ads cost a little bit more, but they are higher quality lists, so they still wind up being a better bargain. The best return for your money on buying, consistent massive traffic is still banner ads placed on blogs. If you want to put some work into it, contacting people that have blogs or forums and making a deal with them to offer a product of yours to, that forum owner or the blog owner's readers list is probably one of the best ways of getting traffic, but it does take a little legwork to get that going. But that's another great avenue for making sales is, finding somebody that does own a really popular forum or a blog and working out a deal with them. But when it comes to pay-per-click, I'm having really good results with Bing. I really like Bing. They're not real picky about the links that you want to promote. They do want you to send people to a landing page, which is to be expected, or a squeeze page that has enough text on it to tell the people what they're opting in to get. But the traffic just seems to be great. I mean, um, once you hone the pay-per-click campaign down, you'll get it down to 15 to 25 cents a click. But it takes a while to get it to the point. And John knows that, what it takes to hone down your traffic and get the right kind of traffic clicks coming to your offers. Once you finally get that honed in, like I said, you can get anywhere from 15 cents to 25-cent clicks over on Bing, and it's well worth it. I mean, you're getting targeted people that are interested in, what you're showing them. So, it's well worth the money in pay-per-click to, do a little investigating with Bing, and you can get Bing coupons to give it a free trial. You can spend, I think you can get like $50 and $100 coupons to get started with them. AdWords, I do some AdWords advertising, but the thing about AdWords is Google is really strict about the ads and the landing pages, so it's a little harder to get ads and landing pages approved. Anyways, that help answer your question, Jen? Okay, well, guys, like I said, I got one more announcement, then we'll do our final drawing. Then I'll let you guys go. This is for the people that joined the Ecom Magic training. We are having our first training session tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. I've added everybody's name into the webinar registration list, whether you actually signed up for it or not. I've put your names in there. So you should be getting the emails about the webinar as a reminder. We are going to start at 8, and tomorrow night's session could go fairly long. I'm not exactly sure how long it might go because we got quite a bit to cover in that first session. And then there will be successive classes after that. So if you not got any reminders on the emails, let me know. You need to log into the Ecom Magic members area and click that link. If you haven't got any emails at all, log in there and click that link. It's on that members page so that you can get registered for the training sessions. Because the reason why I want you to do that, even if you can't make it to the call, that way you will be on the notification list to get the replays, the notice when the replays are ready. Because the replays, I'm going to be doing those manually, and it will take a day or two for those to be ready. I want to make sure that everybody knows when they're ready. Okay. So let's go back to this and see if I can get this back up. This next drawing we're going to do is for the Bootstrap Cash Generator. Like I said, this is a physical DVD that I will be sending out. This is a program that I've been selling online for a year or two now. Does really well. It is really good strategies in it, and I've had some requests to make it into a DVD. So I finally, 2 weeks ago, converted this into a DVD, and I haven't launched it as a DVD yet. I will be doing that soon, probably after the first of the year. But that's what we're going to be giving away next. So let's bring up our list here again. Copy it one more time here. Everybody out. Back in there again. Dun, dun, dun. I keep wins a DVD. Is Waukee on now? I know he was a few minutes ago. I don't know. Waukee left. So we need to draw again because he left. Okay. Like I said, one of the rules was you had to be on the call. So we're going to go back and we're out of the lesson. He's not here now. Okay, so here we go. We're going to try one more time. Jen was the DVD for generators. So Jen, I need for you to send me your mailing address after the call tonight. Send me where you want it delivered to. Try, that they won't deliver to a post office box because it does come UPS. I know that. Okay, well, guys, that's all I had for you tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging in here with me. We will have another call next Monday, and I'll probably be giving out more prizes again next Monday. Next Monday we'll be doing another topic, and then I'm not sure if the week after that if we're going to have a call or not. That'll be 19th, and that's pretty close to Christmas. So we may or may not have a call on the 19th, but we will have one next week on the 12th. But anyway, I thank you guys for coming out to the call tonight. For you guys that are in the Ecom Magic training tomorrow night, like I said, we're going to be going through quite a bit tomorrow night, so plan on having you a snack and a drink ready because we will be on for quite a while tomorrow night. Thanks for coming to the call tonight, guys, and I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all have a great week, and if you need me, you can get a hold of me through email over on the Facebook group, or if you're in the SWR, use the private message system. Have a great night, folks. Thanks for coming.